News 46 is brought to you by Dr. George Leeks, Pahrumps optometrist since 1990, offering full spectrum eye care for children and adults. Call today, 727-8300. News is also brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Call 727-9900 today for your free consultation. If you need a lawyer, you need Nelson. News 46 is also brought to you by Humana, serving the community. Please stop in at 1397 South Loop Road on the corner of Loop and Highway 160.
Tonight on News 46, a man loses his life in a structure fire over the weekend, and employees rush to save fireworks from water damage. News 46 starts now.
You're watching KPVM News 46 with Deanna O'Donnell. News 46, local coverage you can count on.
The state fire marshal is conducting an investigation into a fatal fire. It's Monday, December 18th. I'm Deanna O'Donnell. A family is heartbroken over the loss of their 94-year-old father of 4 daughters and 1 son, who tragically died Sunday morning in a structure fire off Hafen Ranch Road. His daughter, Deanna, was rescued by firefighters from the blaze. Deanna reportedly witnessed her father's horrific death and is understandably inconsolable. The loyal daughter has been a longtime volunteer in town, giving up her time and skills to help the less fortunate. She is praying now that the community will be able to help her in her time of need. We caught up with Fire Chief Scott Lewis and Donna's brother, Joel.
My dad unfortunately perished in the fire yesterday morning. My sister was unable to assist him in escaping the fire, and along with their pet dogs, my father is no longer with us. I'm amazed at how a small community of this size is able to do that. Coming from a large city in California, we do all care for each other, but there's a certain sense of responsibility that goes along with being a human being, and the experience that I've had with the people here is amazing.
Just before 9 a.m. we were dispatched for a report of a structure fire in the 5800 block at Kent Street. As crews were responding, we were notified immediately that there was discharging ammunition, there was heavy fire conditions throughout the building. And as we proceeded to the location, we were eventually informed that possibly a 94-year-old male may still be in the structure. With that in mind, considering the circumstances as described to us, we immediately went into a rescue strategy or objective, and therefore our crews were already preparing before their arrival to effect that rescue by conducting what's called a blitz attack, which means a large amount of water in a short period of time in order to control the fire, to allow us to try and make a rescue in the environment that was fully involved. Crews arrived, they found all the entryways and many of the windows had heavy fire blowing out under force, and therefore it prohibited us from getting into the structure immediately. We used that blitz attack, commenced an exterior defensive attack, quickly knocked down the bulk of the fire. We then went into a modified search, which allowed us to go in and more thoroughly search specific areas, and we eventually located a victim.
Was the 94-year-old living here by himself, or was there other family members here at the time?
It's our understanding that he resided here with his daughter. The daughter was discovered at a window and was pulled out of the window and rescued. The daughter did sustain some injuries, however, refused medical transport from the scene.
There's also other trailers on this property. Is there other occupants?
Well, that's part of the ongoing investigation, but there are several that appear to be an occupied secondary structure on the property.
The State Fire Marshal came down from Reno.
Correct. Our local Deputy State Fire Marshal for Las Vegas was unavailable to us, so we conducted the initial part of the investigation, and we held the scene with the assistance of the Sheriff's Office and the Sheriff's Auxiliary, maintained the continuity of the particular parcel, and then they arrived late yesterday afternoon. Started the investigation and finishing it today.
And so, do you know possibly where the fire originated from at this point?
We have a pretty good idea where it originated. What we're investigating now is to actually what that cause is.
Was it contained to just one structure?
It was, yes. We held the fire to the original area, the original structure. It did not go to any of the nearby exposures.
All right. And when will the investigation be concluded, do you know?
Well, the investigation is ongoing right now, but the field portion will hopefully be conducted and completed today.
Does it appear to be accidental?
Every indication thus far suggests an accidental, but we're not ruling anything out at this point.
The number to call again to donate to this family is 702-235-9148. The highway was flooded today because of a water main break on the property of a fireworks store. This caused drivers to slow down and take extra precautions. At one point, the water was shooting many feet into the air against the wall of phantom fireworks. Wheeler Plaza on Highway 160 and a few hydrants on the roadway are temporarily shut down while Great Basin Water Company conducts repairs on a water main break that occurred today near Phantom Fireworks. We spoke to Fire Chief Scott Lewis.
We received a telephone request for the fire department to respond for a water main break in the area of Phantom Fireworks. As you can see, the Highway 160 is actually covered with water as it goes over the road surface. Upon arrival, we found a 30-foot geyser of water standing next to the building at Phantom Fireworks. There was exposed product of fireworks out in cardboard containers throughout the parking lot. So the fire department simply is here to stand by while the utility company attempts to secure the leak, and number two, to make sure nothing happens with related to the fireworks product. In some cases, if it becomes wet, it can become unstable unless saturated. In this particular case, we're also watching the migration or the movement of the product from the pallets closer, or actually away from the area of the water closer to the building. We're also concerned about the fire suppression system of the building being adversely impacted.
Great Basin Water Company was able to shut off the water and the repairs are underway. This is Deanna O'Donnell for News 46. An Amtrak passenger train on its inaugural trip on a new service route derailed this morning near DuPont, Washington, spilling 13 cars off Interstate 5's overpass, which killed several people. The deaths are reportedly all contained to the train. Officials commented that the scene is horrific and that there are multiple fatalities. Over 100 people were transported to hospitals in Pierce and Thurston counties. 4 of them suffered serious injuries. 13 of the 14 cars, including 2 engines, jumped the track. Several motorists and vehicles that were struck by the fallen train cars suffered injuries. There were no fatalities among people in those vehicles. 5 cars and 2 semi-trucks were involved in the crash. We'll have your Business First brief right after this break.